Hello everyone and welcome to another video tutorial. It's Justine here, and today I'm going to be creating with the Catherine Pooler new release. This was released the other day and there is a blog hop going on with lots of fun opportunities for prizes, so I'll link to that in the video description below. So don't forget that after finish watching this video tutorial to head over there and leave a comment for a chance to win some fun ink pads. Today I'm going to be using Tiki Torch and Party Dress as my ink colors, and I'm going to be showing you different ways to use the stencil in a versatile manner. So you can, of course, grab a blending tool, put it in the center of the stencil, and then work your way around like a sun, and you're going to create this beautiful spiral pattern. But there are several other ways to use it as well, and I've created 4 different backgrounds today for my cards using different methods for this exact same stencil. Now, of course, you can also get the most out of your stencils by using things like mousse, texture paste, glitter paste, embossing paste. There's so many different options out there. You could even use them with watercolors, but I'm just going to show you 4 different backgrounds using just your ink pads and a blending tool. So that was the first one, just inking it very plainly over top. Don't forget that you can also just put your stencil in a diagonal for an even more interesting look. This is going to give you white corners as well, so the stencil is going to look like it's framed. I didn't end up using this in the final card because I chopped down all of my card panels, so this effect was kind of lost when I had done that. But I wanted to show you anyway that that's a possibility. For my third card panel, I inked up the area using the Tiki Torch ink just as I did at the beginning of the video. I have a plain panel full of that, and then all you have to do is twist your stencil so that the plastic pieces are covering the yellow ink, and then you can go in and ink the white areas of the spiral so you can get a spiral that actually has multiple colors. So now I'm going to go in with some of those beautiful pink party dress here, and I'm going to ink up all of that white space that you had seen before. Now these inks really do blend like butter. They are exactly the same consistency, I would say, as a Distress Oxide ink as far as blending is concerned. That's how easy these are. But what I absolutely love is that you tap your ink or your foam on from the blending tool once, maybe twice on the ink pad, and you get ink up such a large space. There's just so much ink in these ink pads, and they're absolutely stunning, vibrant colors. So if you had to ask which one I prefer, a Distress Oxide or a Catherine Pooler ink, I would have to say that these ones blend just as good, so it really depends on the color you're wanting to get out of it. And I love that Catherine's inks, the Party Collection, are amazingly vibrant. So that's the third background that I created, that really fun two-toned pattern. And this is the last one that I'm going to create here. Now I'm once again going to attach my cardstock to the back of my stencil, and this just keeps everything in place. And I'm going around this time with some of the Party Dress ink, and I am just filling in those spaces exactly how I did at the beginning of the video with the Tiki Torch ink. But this time what I'm going to do is I am actually going to clean off my stencil first. That's very important. And you can just run them under some water or grab a microfiber cloth and go over them, and the ink will come right off them. And now I'm going to flip the stencil over so it actually does the opposite pattern or the opposite way of the tilt. And now when you line this up, you can line up the center quite easily because it's just one white blank spot. And now when you go ahead and ink it, it's actually going to look like a flower when you're finished. Now the key to getting this right is to pick 2 inks that when you blend them together don't make brown. This is very important because you don't want muddy colors. So when you take this off, you're going to see that if you picked 2 colors that really complement each other, it's going to look fantastic. Alright, so that's the end of my card panels. I then grabbed a stitched rectangle die, the one that is slightly smaller, and I cut them all down. I am a really clean and simple scrapbooker. I like to have a nice white frame around my border, and these were a bit too busy for me. And so what I do when I make these really colorful backgrounds is a lot of the times I'll cut them a little bit smaller so that they measure a ½ an inch on each side. And that gives it enough white space there to keep my cards clean and simple enough for my taste, but to still get that really busy pop of color and background on it. And I think they look absolutely stunning when they're all finished. So you can see over on the left there, I had the first one that was coloring or going through with the Tiki torch and then adding party dress around the edges. Then I had this single layer of color. This one's the two-tone where I just had to shift my stencil slightly. And then I went in with my fourth background, and that's that flower background that turned out just stunning. And when I die cut that, I made sure that that flower part was really what was accented. Now it's time to decorate my cards. So I grabbed this beautiful stamp, and so the adventure begins. This is from Catherine Pooler's The World Awaits stamp set. You can see it right here. It's also being released as an individual item. This was a part of a collection in the past, and now it's available individually if you missed out. So I cut it down to a rectangle and added it to this card panel. I just realized I don't believe this part filmed. So I did this the exact same way as the one before. I went in with the Tiki Torch ink, but then I ended up blending out the edges with the party dress. Then I grabbed the Starlight Stamp. This is new from the brand new release, and I stuck together a whole bunch of the sentiments. I built my own here, and I stamped the "You're a Rock Star" in the center of the just plain background here. And then for these two-tone ones, I wanted something a little special, something that wasn't going to get lost. So I inked up the Super. This is also from the Starlight Stamp, and I'm using the Star Word die, which almost reminds me of Star Wars. It's kind of a similar font. And I'm going in with some Tombow Mono liquid adhesive, and I'm adding that Star Word die that I die cut in black cardstock to the front of my card. This really makes it pop against such a vibrant background, and it's such a fun card. This stamp set as well, this is called Say It in Diamonds, and there are various sentiments like "so very thankful," "get well soon," "well hello there," and I'm going to use the "happy birthday." These are super fun diamonds that you can use, that you can build so many different cards with. I'm sure there's going to be tons of inspiration featured on these stamps throughout the blog hops, and I can't wait to feature it myself in a future video. So those are all 4 of the cards that I made. I hope you enjoyed seeing how you can stretch your stencils and make some really fun, vibrant, summery cards. And I hope you'll check out the blog hop. Don't forget to leave a comment on the blog hop because there's chances to win 5 sets of 2 ink pads. So 5 lucky winners are going to be chosen to get some of these inks. And I purposely used just 2 inks in this video in case you were inspired by the color palette here. If you're interested in checking out some other videos, I have one listed here that I'm suggesting, as well as the subscription button. Don't forget to hit that. Thanks so much for watching, and have a wonderful weekend. Bye!